Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how we can make a remote debugging of a Java application. In this example, I'm going to show you how we can create a Docker image and create a Docker container of our Java application, and how we can connect our IntelliJ IDE into this container running our Java application. For today, we're going to use a API REST that I developed. We are going to call this endpoint, that is API v1 users. This one is going to call a service class. And what we want to debug is the line 14. So we would just want to check if this parameter is empty or not. This parameter, as you can see, we are using @value annotation. That is, we map a value in the application YAML file to our code. Sometimes we use this mapping in the case that we want to change the value and we don't want to create a new deploy of our Java application. So we only need to change this value in our Docker or Kubernetes environment. In our tests, we are going to say that someone forgot to add this value in our Kubernetes Docker environment, and we want to see if it is empty or not. So this is going to be the goal for our test today. The way for us to achieve a remote debugging in a Java application is for us to use the JDWP. That is the Java Debug Wire Protocol. With this command, as you can see here, is a Java command. We are going to expose a certain port, that in our case is going to be the 8000 port. And also we are going to use the jar file that we generate using the Maven dependency tool. As you can see here, we set this Java command in a entry point sh file that we are going to call with our Docker file. As you can see here, our Docker file, we are using this image for the Java JDK 17, and we are exposing two ports. The first one is the 8080, that is related with the entry point of our application, and the second one is the same that we declare in the entry point sh file, that is going to be the port that we're going to use for the remote debugging. As I said before, we are going to use the jar file that we are going to generate in our application. So this is why we are taking the local file and moving to our Docker image. And also we are going to send the sh file itself as well. And after we are going to execute this sh file in the entry point key. Now let's create our Docker image. So first we're going to build our Docker file. This is going to be the tag that I'm going to give. Also the version 1.0. That's it. And now we're going to run a Docker container using that image. As you can see here, we also expose the two ports, the 8080, as I said, for the entry point, and the 8000 for the remote debugging. If we check if our container is running, we can see here that it's up in 7 seconds. So now what we need to do is, when using the IntelliJ, we can come here into, for example, edit configurations. And normally when you're going to open this page, you're going to see the application selected. This option, usually you're going to run pointing to your main class, that in my case is the remote debugging application. But what you can do is you can click in the plus sign here, and what we're going to add is the remote JVM debug. With that, we're going to use this new option to point to our application that is running inside a Docker container. So as you can see here, as I'm running the Docker container in my localhost, I set the localhost and the port 8000. So this is all that I need. Also, we are using suspend equal n. This means that we are going to execute our application, and we are not going to wait for some application start the debugging. We are going to like execute automatically. So if I make an apply here and click in the debug button, you see that we are connected to the target virtual machine with a localhost and 8000 port. So we are not running this locally. Yes, we are running locally using our Docker container. Now, to see if it's working, we're going to use our service class. We are going to set just a breakpoint on line 14. We are going to use the postman to call our API. And when we make a call, you see that this is working. We are using our Java application running in our Docker environment. We are not running anything in our IntelliJ. IntelliJ now is just a client for our Java Docker application. In resume, the way that we can achieve the remote debugging for a Java application is using the JDWP command. As you can see here, we have different variations of this command. If you are using Java 9 plus, you can use like this way of the command, the same that we use here. We can set our jar application here in front of the port number. If you are using Java 5, is a different way. And also, as you can see, we can instead of using the jar file, you can use your main application. So I'm going to leave the links for these different options in the description of the video, so you can go for the solution that works better for you. Thanks, and see you soon.